start with Tesla. Tesla, this is one where we're not closing out, all right, the trade card. First of all, our target was 270 to 300, hasn't reached that yet. Second of all, I mean, are you kidding me? Elon Musk is somehow going to be paid back for what he's done for Trump, all right? That's obvious. Everybody knows that. And beyond that, we called the bottom in Tesla. Like, the trade card, we nailed that one, and we're like, this is the long-term inflection point for Tesla. It's the last of the, big mega caps that now has to catch up. And I'm looking for all-time highs in Tesla. I think this is where you hold Tesla, just like we've been holding Bitcoin since a few months ago for new all-time highs. I think Tesla, the new all-time highs are going to come. I'm not saying the next couple months, but in the next 2 to 3 years, at least, this is heading over $414 in my view. So that's Tesla. This is one where I like it, meaning I think the gains will hold, and you can look for opportunities to buy the dip. I think the dips are going to be bought in Tesla. As far as levels, I don't know. Let's see. You got this pre-market at 278, double bottom. You see that? Maybe that's a spot if you want to try to day trade 278. But I have a fairly good size position in my long-term account that I'm just going to hold. Okay, so that's what I'm doing with Tesla. Am I going to pick up some day trade, something or other? By the way, Tesla calls, I mentioned it in the Discord like 5 times yesterday because I thought it was a great way to play on a Trump victory. Let me just say, Tesla is not over. Not over at all. I updated the price target in our 4-pillar channel in our Discord, gave you guys a new price target. We had 270 to 299. We upgraded that price target to 300 to 315. Where is it? There's the 300. I gotta go weekly candles. 300 to 315. Okay, 300 right there to 315 right there. That's the more near-term targets. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it comes by Monday. Who knows? Might even come today or tomorrow. 300 to 315. Daily, weekly, now you can see what I'm talking about there. So it's been a while, but the fact that that whole sector was exploding before this move tells me there's a lot more to come in Bitcoin. The big whales know something about the money flow, and that money flow is going to be coming in Bitcoin. So I think finally, we're going to break out above this 66,525 here, and then make a move to the all-time highs on Bitcoin. So that is definitely in play. It's hard to say for today because you're buying this gap up. But as far as a swing position, I think if you're not in it, you're light in it. I think it's a good time to increase the position in Bitcoin. Something real seems to be happening there. Amazon, okay, Elon, I mean, Jeff Bezos has been selling everything he could at $200. We got some call options overnight, $200 strike for this week. And my thinking was on a Trump victory, we can break 200 because, I don't know if I mentioned this on the show yesterday or in our Discord. I think it was on the show. Jeff Bezos did something it took some guts. He went against everybody in his organization to prevent the Washington Post from endorsing Kamala Harris. Okay, that happened last week. And there was like a mutiny at the Washington Post. And people were really pissed at him. So he took a stand. And I'm sure Donald Trump took note of that. The question is that the market take note of that enough to say Amazon's a Trump stock. Just like Tesla will benefit because of his support for Trump, will Amazon benefit because of what Jeff Bezos did for Trump in the past week. That was the thesis for why we got some Amazon calls yesterday. And it's really underperforming today, up 0.45%. If we look at the QQQ and SPY, up 2%. Look, I got to throw Amazon in the top 5. I got to say, now we have all the ingredients finally. We don't know. It's a black hole. We don't know for sure how many shares is Jeff Bezos selling at 200. So it's definitely risky to do this. But if there's ever going to be a day where there's enough buy volume to overcome a big seller, I would say maybe today's that day. So let's throw Amazon in the top 5 for a break of 200. But it's not just about the supply. It's also about the demand. So even if you want to imagine whatever the max quantity is that you think Jeff Bezos is selling out there, if there's any day where the demand can overtake the supply, today's a good day to do that. All right, that's basically what I'm saying. And has already sold many shares. It's not like he just started. He's been selling for a long time. So I would guess it's closer to the end than the beginning. But again, it's a black hole what the supply is, but also today the demand is going to be crazy. Let's take out that $200 Jeff Bezos wall today. DJT, we're gonna want to avoid that, but we're in this yesterday. Also, I got some call options in DJT. I'm going to be selling at the open. And there's DJT, which I have to sell it at the open. You never know. It could short squeeze to $100 today. It could do some crazy shit, but all these stocks have good fundamentals behind them. At least they have some.
DJT has none.
DJT has none. In fact, they reported earnings last night, $1 million revenue per quarter. And it has a market cap of
you
like
gotta laugh at that one, Ben.
$1 billion. HIMS. Okay, HIMS, I'm very bullish on for earnings. I want a long-term tranche of this. I've been in call options for a few days. If you're with us right here on this day, October 30th, I started buying call options, bought more on Friday. It was one of our bigger winners on Thursday. It was our bigger winners on Friday. Big open green candle Friday. This sell-off I've been explaining for a while. Unwarranted. Too much focus from the bears on GLP-1. Even without GLP-1, this stock has been beating and raising every single quarter, even without the impact of compounding GLP-1. So we'll see. The trend is your friend, right? So I'm always going to bet on the trend until it breaks. And that trend is beat and raise every quarter, beat and raise every quarter. So that's a good bet to take, that they're going to beat and raise again. So I'm looking potentially for this stock to be trading in the $23 to $25 range tonight and tomorrow if they do have that earnings beat. So HIMS is going to be a top 5 stock today. We'll throw that up at the top. All right. Now I chose Oklo over SMR because of the Sam Altman connection and additional hype and the sentiment premium that comes along with Sam Altman and a potential for one day. Thing I think you have to squeeze now. All right. They have been pounding the $10 and $12.50 calls here. Look at this volume yesterday and the open interest. Look at this. You see this? 15,000 versus 11,000 open interest. Interesting to see what we're at today when we open. 23,000 on the 1250s. I've been mentioning for a couple days the extremely high call volume and how they may want to gamma squeeze Oklo. And now, look, all over the news, it's SMR, using those letters. Yeah, and you have SMR here, but we're going to go Oklo. But I think you have to throw away fundamentals. And okay, some people may disagree with me. At this point in time, every once in a while you get short squeezes in names, right? In sectors, and this is the time. The stars are aligned for a short squeeze in Oklo. I'm not in a full position. I think I added some at 1250, was it? I added some at 1250. I tried adding more at 1265 while I was driving, but it ran away from me and I had to go to 1290. But I'm leaving a lot of firepower to buy more dips. So look, what we'll do is throw Oklo into our top list here. All right. But really, this is just a continuation of the inflection point in uranium. If you think Oklo is risky, just go URA. All right. And just own it. Own it for this coming move that's going to continue into the rest of this year, into next year. Look at 3363 minimum target on URA. It's just too much. It's too much. It's too much sentiment. It's too much catalyst, and it's going to overcome. It's going to overcome any other market dynamic. It's going to overcome the shorts, overcome the bears, overcome any concerns about fundamentals. This is the moment we're in now, and it's game on. And you can see that 28,000 share bid right now in Oklo at $12.80. Okay, so Oklo, haha, look at that, back in our top 5 here. In fact, let me just let's see what kind of position I have in my trading account in Oklo. Oh, it's so small. Oh. Small position in. Do I want to buy more while I'm on the show? Buy high. I think this is one of the days. I'm going to leave more room to buy the dip. Okay, I will. But I'm going to add a little bit more here at like the high. Okay. 1290. I just think sometimes you got to have that instinct, and you got to strike when you think there's going to be a short squeeze, and I think there's going to be a short squeeze. So, wow. That's crazy. All right. Oklo in the top 5. All right. Good morning. It's Monday, November 11th, a very good Monday, November 11th. If you've been with us here in the past week, you've asked. That's correct. Good morning, Rhett.
Morning.
It's been absolutely spectacular. Look, let's just, in no particular order, we're going to skip the macro discussion today. All right. We're going to skip ERs today, except to let you know that TISI is something we're playing in our community ER tonight. All right. We'll go right to our top picks and the whole story here, especially with Tesla and Bitcoin, but especially Tesla, because we've been all over this. Dan Ives comes out this morning with a $400 price target. He must be watching your show. Dan Ives probably hiding here watching our show, because we're out Wednesday with a $415 price target on Tesla. You can see here we're basically expecting a move to all-time new highs rapidly. People in our community were making tens of thousands of dollars on Tesla call options on TSLA. I doubled my position in my Tesla long-term account. Probably should have quadrupled it to be fair. And I don't think it's too late. So we're going to talk about Tesla. We'll come back to that in just a second. Of course, Bitcoin, we're looking for an all-time high breakout. We got that all-time high breakout. I don't have as much confidence in the trajectory of Bitcoin. Obviously, everyone thinks it's going to that psychological 100,000. I probably agree with that. But when exactly is that going to happen? I don't know. Gets a little bit hard for me to chart here once we don't have historical candles, and once we're above all the key moving averages. You got to do some Elliott wave analysis or Fibonacci stuff to figure out where the next stop is. For me, I just know, hey, 100,000 psychological target is in play. Again, don't know how quick that can happen. There were some catalysts over the weekend, I think, with some reports from the New York Post that the SEC Gensler chair will resign, or Trump wants him out and bring someone in more Bitcoin friendly. I think that had something to do with the over weekend move on Bitcoin. So look, probably heading to 100,000. I don't know if it's going straight up. Whereas Tesla, I think as close to straight up as you can imagine. Hopefully we get pullbacks. I really don't know the depth of these pullbacks or the nature or the timing of these pullbacks. If we get it towards all-time new highs, the target, our official target, is 360 to 415. Initially, when we put this out, we said the timing of this is going to be by the second or third week of January, and most of the move coming in November or December. That was our initial call. But now I've kind of upgraded that to, I would not be surprised if we get into that. Well, obviously, we're so close to 360. I would not even be surprised if we get to all-time new highs this week, because the cat's out of the bag And everybody every fund manager on earth knows this is going to all-time new highs. Why drag it along, right? They're not going to be able to trick anyone and play games and keep the stock down so they can accumulate over a few months. I have a feeling that's not going to happen, and this might be a straight move up. Man, we had excellent, incredible videos in our Discord, some stuff that doesn't go even here on this show. Wednesday night, we gave you a crazy analysis of the chart and the catalyst and the sentiment, what we do at Story Trading, to explain why that first day move was just the beginning. It was just a blip. We're like, you have not missed it yet. We're going to see a huge weekly candle heading over to the all-time new highs. That was an uncanny crystal ball forecast we gave you guys on Wednesday evening. And as a result, on Thursday and Friday, people killing it, making a lot of money in our community on Tesla. So the Trump trade is still on, folks. What else do we have in our Trump trade here? We have CXW and Geo, of course. Just going to reiterate, this might actually be a quick show because it's easy to understand what's going on right now. And what we want to do is head on over to our Discord today. I'll tell you, it's challenging to trade. Okay, we got our swing positions. That's great. But if you're trying to day trade or something, it's very challenging to do that when you have a big gap up. Now, we were able to deal with that last Wednesday when we made Amazon our number one pick last Wednesday. And that just exploded. We predicted the break above 200. I don't have Amazon on my screen. There it is. Amazon. All right. We predicted this move above 200, even though the whole market was gapping up. And you can see that was a huge moneymaker for us. So we're up for the challenge today. It will be challenging if you're day trading. What do we pick up in the morning, especially if you're on options, with everything up so far, up a lot, gapping up huge? What are we going to pick up? So what I want to do is probably end this show a little bit early and head on over to our chat, our video chat in Discord. So get ready. If you guys are watching from Discord now, we're going to go through this maybe 5 more minutes, and we're going to open our video chat in Discord and collaborate with some of the best traders in there, including Yosef, to figure out how to execute on these options. Okay, so Tesla, TSLA, in play today. We got Bitcoin. Look, I got less confidence in the crypto names personally because the fundamentals are better, I think, with Tesla than they are with Bitcoin. But Mara's on our radar for a possible big short squeeze. Maybe this thing, who knows? Maybe you can get to $27. They have earnings coming up this week too. It's 22.28. But Tesla, higher conviction, top pick. Now, what else in here? ARK. Oh, are you? Okay, yeah, that's TARK. Okay. So ARK, we gave a trade alert on this swing target up there at the 50 DMA, around $64, now $64.42 and declining. To me, this is a sky blue breakout. I don't think anything's going to stop this. This is getting into the 60s. We're at 56. Definitely going to be in the top 5 today. All right, TSLL, that's just a leveraged ARK, leveraged Tesla, TARK, leveraged ARK. I'm not putting Mara in the top 5, but we'll watch it as a trading community. Maybe we'll get it up to 27 or so. HIMS, all right? We've been all over the HIMS name, looking for an all-time high breakout, 25.74, coming soon to a theater near you. We'll put that in the top 5. CXW, again, Trump trade, along with Geo. Look at that go. I think you got to have this on your list every single day. It's got to be there on your list every single day till we reach 34.71. That's the target. We're going to throw that in the top 5. This is a Trump trade. HIMS not really directly a Trump trade. It's just risk on after a good earnings report. So we got Tesla, ARK, CXW, HIMS in the top 5. All right, what else do we got? Going to let you know, but ASTS has earnings later this week. There was a Starlink satellite that burned to the ground yesterday. Came in. People thought it was a shooting star or something like that. Well, no, it looked much more significant than that if you saw the video. So a little bit of a catalyst that can get people looking at ASTS ahead of earnings this week. This thing has gotten beaten down because the money is flowing to the Trump names, and people are worried that Starlink will benefit over AST Space Mobile, which is a valid concern, making this move down valid, okay? But we'll see. We can get some event anticipation into the earnings report. We'll throw this up near the top, but I don't think it's going to be a top pick for today. We'll put it near the top to monitor that. Intel still looking for a move to 28 to fill that gap. We like that one because of production, U.S. production. Trump is into that. Maybe we can get those chips produced in the United States, and maybe that can benefit Intel some way or another via legislation or additional direct benefit money from the government. All right, lots of crazy other stuff going on here. We're loving our route. We're loving our talk. We got PBI, got a catalyst on that. Oh my gosh, it's all over the place. We're in a lot of these names. As we said, TISI, we gave you DXYZ at $14, said it could go to 100. It's 47. I'm no longer playing it because it exceeds my parameters in terms of fundamentals. Okay. I liked it till about lower 20s or so, but after this, I think you can actually justify a price in the lower 20s, 2022, with a value of SpaceX dramatically rising since Trump has been elected. Up here, you just have a short squeeze. It's great if you're into that, but we told you can go to 100. Personally, no longer playing that. All right, there's a lot of names down here. So let's see if we can just focus on this top 5 list real quick, and then we're going to get into our Discord. So it's Tesla, ARK-K, CXW, HIMS, Intel near the top. We got 4 up here. Can we get a 5th one in there? Is it going to be ASTS? Is it going to be Talk? There's a bull thesis for Talk. I put that thesis out there. I'm not going to talk about that right now. If you want to know more, you can head into our Discord. Root looking for a big breakout. You know what? I'm going to try it again. We tried Root in our top 5 last week. Didn't quite work out. Post earnings, looking for a short squeeze to about, back into the $100 zone. It had a good day on Friday, but didn't break out. We said it could go to the 90s Friday. Didn't. Maybe there's a day it goes into the 90s. I'll take a deep breath. Rhett, give me your feedback really quick. Go ahead.
Sounds good. Actually, I did pretty good on Root on Friday, so I want to say it didn't work out. So I made 4% return, so that was pretty good. Tesla, loving that as the number 1. ARK, same with that. CXW, yep. HIMS, Root, and then Intel. I still believe it's going to be able to fill that gap. But is it going to happen today?
No,
Maybe
yeah.
not.
I mean,
I don't
you'd like
think
to have
so.
a catalyst and a nice pre-market move for that. But it may be a good day to add some or pick some up for a swing.
Yep. So that'll be on our radar. And then I have mixed feelings about ASTS. I still think the sentiment is still huge for
I know.
the
You're
Trump
right.
stocks
Sentiment's
and all
very
that.
important.
So, yeah.
Sentiment's very important.
But I'm loving that top 5 list.
Okay, so I wonder if we should throw Mara up there near the top 5. So we've got Tesla, ARK-K, CXW, HIMS. Oh, we put Root up there. And then let's just put Mara and Intel in the periphery here. All right. I'm sure there are a lot of people watching this screaming at me like, why isn't Mara like a top pick? It's a huge short position. Here we go. It's a 6.5 days to cover. You got all the fundamentals going in the direction. Yeah. Okay. So it's up there. Let's just, it's on our list. But I just think when you combine fundamentals with it, I think Tesla has to be your number 1. Okay. This is something that is going to financially benefit in a big way, in a sustained kind of way, in an inflection kind of way in terms of their earnings and their EPS. This is real, folks, right? Much more real than anything else we're looking at over here. Okay. Maybe the immigration stocks come close, CXW and Geo. All right. And ARK, we like that chart. Okay. HIMS, we got the earnings behind it. It's really maybe also a function of I don't understand the fundamentals of the miners as well. I get a little bit worried about, every time there's a halving and their costs and the competition and all that. So number 1 pick today. So, all right, we got Tesla, ARK-K, CXW, HIMS, Root. I like that top 5. All right. And then we're looking at these other ones. We're going to call it a day here really quick, Rhett, because I want to get on Discord chat, Discord voice and video so we can collaborate with everyone in the community there and just kill it again today. It's storytrading.com/Discord. We'll see you there. Just $2 a day.
Yep. Have a good one.